Hello, everyone. This is Rick with the Cyber Pro Podcast. I'm excited. We are on the event at VAC at the Hacker Dojo, and I'm here with this lovely woman who just got out of her car, and I brought her right in here into this lovely podcast. So, 5 questions, 9 minutes, because hackers never sleep. Right. All right. I'm just kidding. Question number 1: who are you and what do you do?
Hi, I'm Heather Hall. I am a demand and delivery manager for a company called Optiv. We are a full service end-to-end cybersecurity company. That's all we do is cyber and everything cyber. So I work on the threat team and I help manage the sales wave to doing scoping with clients and making sure that everything that they need is really getting performed by our full service application security, network security, the whole gamut of things.
That's amazing. So question number 2, why do you love being in cybersecurity and in the delivery space thing?
Oh my goodness. So I've been in cyber for like 15 years, IT for 26. Don't any of you ever try to do the math on that. And I just love it. It's always so dynamic. Things are moving. I used to work for a whole bunch of different companies, but I love the consulting piece because it's always changing. You're always interacting with somebody different. There's different problems. And I, as a woman by nature, am a problem solver. So I love it. I just dig into it and help people.
Perfect. And just so everyone knows, she's 29. She started when she was 4, and 13 of these years.
Exactly. Yeah. I'm a really good typer because of that.
Perfect. So everybody today talks about cybersecurity as a top concern, but what does that mean to you?
Goodness, the things that freak me out. Not it doesn't mean I'm paranoid. They're just sort of following me. But the things that scare me is literally the light shutting off. Quite literally. I support some really big companies, and they do some of our backbone stuff, and it scares me to the point where like our house has solar panels, and I'm scared of that like actual electronic magnetic shutdown of the grid.
Interesting. So I'm going to ask a bonus question right off the bat. I think that's not only cybersecurity concern, right? It's also grid concern, and it's infrastructure concern.
Yeah.
What can we do, as cyber professionals to really help us promote getting that fixed, making that not a gap?
Oh my goodness. So I think things like this, the Pacific Hackers Conference, us getting together and helping people understand, even if it's small meetups, you run into people every single day. And when you're spreading the word of cyber, I sound like a preacher right now, but when you're spreading the word of cyber, like people listen, and when I say I'm worried about the grid, people listen. So I think it's just really sort of getting to know that and then helping yourself not be dependent on one sole source of keeping your life alive.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Makes sense. So this is where we get to the 5th question.
Okay.
And it's really where you get to take control of the camera. What insight do you want to share with our cyber network?
Sure. So I've been doing some research on the executive order 14028. So it really did come about like over a year and a half ago. And the White House just hammered everyone on September 28th of this year about how they have like 90 days to do the inventories of all their supply chain stuff, SBOMs, software build of materials, and SDLC and Zero Trust and all of these things. So a lot of time I'm sort of like, regulation, does that really help us? But in this case, I think it's super important. We've seen a slew of third-party attacks that have intimately affected everything that we do. I mean, I could go on for days, the Log4j and SolarWinds, all this stuff. So I think the government really highlighting this and forcing organizations that do support infrastructure or support our livelihoods or support the federal government really understand what they're interacting with is really important.
Okay. And obviously, you guys work for...
Yeah, Optiv does this. And so funny. It was literally like last month, we had 3 or 4 different major companies come to us and say, we need application security, like right now, Rick, right now. I need 300 apps done by the end of the year. And in literally 2 or 3 weeks, we'd have huge companies come to us and say this. And I'm like, hey, boss, so there's something going on. He's like, everything ebbs and flows. So I started doing research. And here it is, this executive order came out, and just companies are panicking because they realize that they're not going to be able to get to do business with the federal government. And if you do business with the federal government, if you FedRAMP, you are required to abide by this.
That's really good information for our viewers and for the world as we know it. Final question,
Sure.
Fun question for it.
Okay.
What's your favorite piece of retro technology that makes you smile?
Oh my God. So I legit have one of the very first iPods. And
Click wheel?
yeah, click wheel. It's like, this big or so, and it's on a strap because, I used to be a buff and exercise a lot. I did 20 years in the military stuff. That's true. I was buff at one point. But we have 4-year-old twins, and the twins will get it out and plug their little ear pods into it, and it still works like a champ. Like, I remember I downloaded videos on it or something, and they'll sit there and watch the videos. I'm like, really? This piece of technology, how old is it? I don't even know. But yeah, I love it. It's really great to watch my 4-year-olds like enjoy this little piece of technology that was stuffed in a drawer.
Amazing. Thank you so much for being on the podcast.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for watching the Cyber Pro podcast. Don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss out on new podcasts and bonus content.